Alan Kemp presents Solar Outsiders with Friends. The Kemp song. Alan Kemp is a solar king. Alan Kemp is a good salesman. Alan Kemp is a good CEO. Alan drives really cool cars. Alan Kemp knows his stuff when it comes to panels and inverters. Kempy knows he's a genius. Kempy is an atheist. Kempy, he's the man. Solar king, king of Brisbane. Solar god who has a big dick. I've got a big dick. Yeah, Kempy. Alright guys, Kempy back, finishing up 2021 with another podcast for the solar industry. So yeah, a bit of news going around today. We're going to have a chat to Lewis the Pest from WA. He's a wholesaler extraordinaire from Go Solar for all your Growatt needs. Leapton as well. He sells this fucking cheap ass panel, right? And calls it Japanese. There's a lot of these getting around. Leapton, fucking heaps of Axitech and all this stuff. Like back to the old Hanover days and German solar. When I first started, we had this panel called German solar. Fuck, it sold like hotcakes, eh? It was fucking Chinese, like anything. But yeah, so that there's a lot of that stuff getting around again, with their head office in, you know, a reputable country such as Japan. Oh, if you've been there, man, that's the only place other than North Korea that I've been to that feels like its own world. Like there's nothing outside it's just its own joint. But yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna have a chat to him about what's going on with the inverter stuff and everything. What inverter can be used after the 18th, and plus we don't know actually. No one really knows until it looks like a few days before the 18th. A lot of people, if you haven't already secured your Fronius stock, you'll be screwed because all Froniuses as of this week have started to sell out at the wholesaler. Get onto them, buy a pallet. Depending on how big you are, buy 2 or 3 of them because you'll need them until halfway through, I think February or something it is, until some more inverters come online. We don't know what else is joining Fronius. We think the the micro inverters will be good. Hoymiles might get an introduction into the market finally. If Daniel from Hoymiles, it's a micro inverter which is as good, or he believes even better than Enphase. Of course he'd say that, the dude makes money from it. He believes, yeah, that it's just a cheaper Chinese version of Enphase, and you can get it in Australia. A lot of people don't know. If you wanted a micro inverter option for your solar, that could be something, you know, that people could look at now. So Hoymiles, Hoymiles, and we'll probably have Daniel, the manager of Hoymiles here in Australia. He'll probably come on sometime early next year and tell us all about it if there's enough interest about the Hoymiles inverter. Well, now he can pick the ball up and get running down the sideline, man, because he's got no one there to mark him. So he can really do some damage now and get some customers. So yeah, we'll give Lewis a call and get into it, and we'll see what he's got to say for himself and if he can shed any light on what's going on in the industry here.
Hello.
Lewis, how are you?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad, mate. So yeah, we need to catch up this time around. To a bit of stuff going on now in the industry. What can you tell us is going on with the solar inverter sales and installations for the next few months coming up? What's going on?
Okay, mate. Well, still a lot of DC isolators are not approved. I think Benny got the 1,000-volt approved, but the other ones are still not approved, the 1200s, etc. So that's having an effect on some people. The CEC has relisted a majority of inverters, which the industry got quite excited about because they started to see all the brands like Growatt and Growatt and Solar Edge and Sungrow all start to appear. But then they introduced a column on the approved inverter website, which was not there before. It will say isolator.
This just sprung up, this column thing.
It's just come up recently. Apparently the industry was made aware on the 29th of October about the certification of inbuilt DC isolators. But the column has come up and it says isolator, it either says inbuilt or NA, which is no isolator. And then the next column says EESS approved. And all apart from Fronius, would you believe, say no.
And what's the ESS stand for?
Well, it's the energy. It's the equivalent of ERAC or Energy Safety Victoria. I'm not quite sure.
And that's a national.
But it's a government department for
right.
electrical safety.
So nationally, every inverter is not approved for what date except for Fronius?
Except for Fronius. Now the test requirement that
at what date?
18th of December.
18th. So on the 18th of December, the only inverter approved for installation is the Fronius.
In the majority of the states, but as CEC understand it, because ERAC not responsible for Northern Territory, South Australia, New South Wales, and Tasmania, I believe, then if the inverter is listed, as long as the inverter is not installed in direct sunlight, then the inverter should be okay. But for WA, Queensland, Victoria, ACT, it's pretty much Fronius or micro inverter only. So, and we don't know when. But now, 2 or 3 of the large inverter manufacturers are allegedly joining up to take legal action against Energy Safety Victoria because they feel that they've gifted Fronius
free run
the keys to the doors, basically. And if SMA and Solar Edge, who are big players, as well as Growatt, cannot find a laboratory to certify the inbuilt DC isolator so it can be tested for extreme temperatures. But Fronius can. So if this laboratory existed, then pretty much all the inverter manufacturers would be on it, and they would have got the test.
This criteria never was in existence for years before, and then suddenly they've just made it a new criteria where they want it.
A new criteria, yeah. So they will not accept.
No one could test it except for Fronius.
And they will not accept TUV certification on this. So TUV may be able to certify it in February or March. Well, in February they say, but in February we've got the Chinese New Year and the Winter Olympics.
So it's from nothing until. This can't be right, what you're saying, because this is crazy.
Well, this is what we know so far. There's been no communication from ESB as to what to do. All there is a box on the website. I've downloaded a link which I'll share onto your forum of what the CEC's response is. I'll share that with you, which is pretty much covers what I've said. Energy Safety Victoria at this stage have not offered a short-term solution until the manufacturers can gain this certification from the laboratory. We were thinking, well, wouldn't it be fair to just say all inverters need to be installed out of direct sunlight, and if an external DC isolator is applied, and then the new standards can kick in when the certification starts, because otherwise they're going to force the industry into, and some people will be non-compliant and risk their license so they can carry about their business, taking a chance that maybe they won't be inspected, or they're just going to pretty much put the brakes on the industry. And there's lots of people, it's not just installers.
Rush this through or delay this criteria having to be met?
Well, they don't seem to. I've tried to call them many times.
Surely
Sorry,
this
we
has
cannot
to
take
happen.
your
You
call.
can't have Fronius only being able to be installed N-phase and hello Hoy Miles. Hoy Miles order went through the roof. Ha! Gifted demonstration. Yeah, right. Well, I don't know, man. It sounds
Yeah,
pretty
so it doesn't sound good. To be honest with you,
sounds funny.
we're hoping we're going to take this to, if we don't get any clarification from the Energy Safety Victoria about what the industry is supposed to do after the 18th to the 12th, because there clearly won't be enough Fronius to go around.
It's like 1 week away or something.
So I think the Australian government have been plugging how involved they want to be in renewables with the target. Well, this is going to slow down the renewable energy target, no doubt. I'm not sure what or how much carbon emissions are not going to be reduced over the next
Surely
months.
retailers who contact you and buy Growatt off you have booked their 18th and beyond with, for example, Growatt.
Well, yeah, the Growatt solution is until the new standards change, until they've got an improved isolator, then they're currently manufacturing the inverter that's approved and listed on the CEC website for X and XH models. Is listed without a DC isolator. Right. So they will be sending some units to Australia, but it's just how quick the boats can get them here. They're manufacturing.
Well, that probably won't get here till February or something, will it?
They might get here mid to late January, and then pretty much.
You've got to use Benny with that again, like you did. You're going back to the future there, mate. You're going back how you did it. We don't know what the answer is, and there's more isolator failures by the inverter than there is on the rooftop. It's been proven. I don't know why that is, but so yeah, it's a challenging time. We want to try and get Energy Safety to Victoria to respond to the industry. Yeah.
And if they don't, then we'll probably take it to the media.
Yeah.
And let them know and see if they're interested. We think they will be.
Well, it's only 2 weeks away from when people will be angry as hell at retailers because where's their SunGrow? Where's their Growatt system?
10 days. 10 days.
10 days. Like, this is going to be a problem, man. Get ready for your 1-star reviews, all the solar companies out there.
So some are saying there's politics involved in this. Who knows?
Well, I didn't. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer. No, nobody knows, mate. So.
Well, so Growatt got wind of this and just recently quickly said, okay, we're going to design a new inverter and not do isolator and try to quickly smash it in over here just to get around.
Yeah, basically, and they were hoping that they would be able to get a test done, but there's still nobody who can do the test. I mean, they got some of the other models tested by TUV.
Yeah, but that's for the new. I'm saying with they're making an isolator less.
Yeah. But all of those were tested by TUV. So this is the other joke. All the ones that can be installed in SA and New South Wales, for example, they got tested by TUV before the 4th of August. So Growatt submitted the 7 to 10 kilowatt range.
Yeah.
The new Min TLX, and they also submitted the SPH before the 4th of August. Then they went to then they went to then they submitted the X range and the 3-phase range 1 week later. Now, on the 29th of October, they were notified by Energy Safety that Energy Safety would not accept certificates from TUV after the 4th of August. So,
and why is that? TUV one of the biggest...
because they don't recognise the certification of the DC isolator. They cannot carry out the test of the inbuilt DC isolator. They don't have the testing equipment. So all the other ones who got tested, where it says inbuilt DC isolator on the CEC website, but then it says approved no. But they all managed to get tested. So what that means for Growatt is, because they never got the X series tested after that date, means they can't use it in certain parts of the country, like the other models can. But it's still not all of the isolators, apart from Fronius, are non-compliant. Even though they're listed as having an inbuilt DC isolator, they've been previously made compliant by Energy Safety. There hasn't been any issues with them to date. Inverter manufacturers do supply sunshade covers, etc., if they are exposed to light, but it's all because of this new test that no one can carry out apart from somebody who Fronius knows. And
Fronius got early news of this, or they just happened to...
Don't know. I mean, you and I have both been to the Fronius factory, I believe. I'm not sure if they've got the ability to test it in the factory. I was quite impressed when I went there and saw their testing, whether it's done from that or whether it's a third party that nobody else knows about.
Yeah, well...
But you'd think if it was a third party, then SMA would know about it, Growatt would know about
it. That's what I'm saying. They don't use the same isolator in there as anyone else?
I don't know. Fronius has had an inbuilt isolator in their inverters longer than the others. So, don't know. I mean, Fronius is a great inverter, but do they have enough stock to go around? Is the first thing.
Well,
the others can't be used.
But they're always...
Secondly, customers prepared to pay the extra money. How a solar retailer's going to go back? Oh, sorry, you can only have a Fronius inverter now, and it's going to cost you this much extra.
$1,000, yeah. Well, that's in when you can get them. They go up another $500 when you can't get them as well. Oh man, buy your Fronius, everyone, because Jesus, if things don't get ironed out before the 18th, then we're looking at some crazy stuff.
Yes, we are, mate. We are. Unfortunately, but we'll bounce back.
How about panels with your scamming there, saying, oh, they're going up and up?
They're then going up, but then up distribution.
Call me, saying, I've got too much.
Yeah, I've got too much.
Yeah,
panicking about the 18th of December.
Yeah.
Okay, so now panels, especially in the Queensland and New South Wales, are being sold for less than what the manufacturer is selling them. So we're just scratching our head thinking, well, why would any business do that? And we asked the manufacturer, have your costs gone down?
Yeah, right.
Oh, the wholesale parallel importing? No. Why are they selling below cost? Maybe they've got too much stock and they want to grab some cash flow.
Yeah, well, you'll be held on to a lot of them if you can't move the inverters with them. You'll be screwed. I'll be screwed too.
Yeah, it's going to affect a lot of people with so there needs to be, the solar industry is a big enough industry now to have like an industry body, a spokesperson to communicate with the government and the media. I mean, you got the unions for the construction industries making all the noise, but this is a big industry which employs thousands and thousands of people in all different roles, from office to installation, etc. So somebody needs to have a voice for the industry and stand up.
Well, that's you, mate. You need to ring Channel 7 Perth up and tell them the big Lewis dog wants to...
We'll work on it, but we're trying to get some answers from energy safety first. But if we can't get any answers, then yeah, that's our next plan.
That's all you can do. All right.
Yep.
No worries then, Lewis. We'll talk to you again in January and see how it all pans out between now and then. But thanks once again for coming on, mate, and sharing your knowledge with the world.
No worries, mate. All right. Too easy.
All right.
Take it easy.
Take care.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.
You too. Bye. Bye.
All right, Lewis, thanks for that. That was very, man, we're still none the wiser. You don't even know what's going on. I've got a friend, manager of a solar inverter company here in Australia. He's none the wiser as well. We're 9 days away now from what's going on. No one knows. No one has a clue yet. You probably won't know until a few days left. And until then, between then and now, when you actually know, when everyone knows, all the Froniuses will be sold out in Australia. I'd say, but Fronius is definitely, we're going to be bringing Fronius back like it's 2016, 2017, Fronius is on the comeback, man. And any other inverter that soon is 100% definite, they'll be selling like hotcakes. As far as the Brisbane market's gone, it's been a bit quiet this year. I think all the solar got done over the last 18 months or since COVID, and it seems to be a bit down for a peak season. But we have had a lot of wet weather, and it hasn't even been too hot. Like, I haven't even had to turn the aircon on. Usually I'm turning the aircon on at like October, November, but it hasn't really been like that this year. Maybe that could be, attributing to the slow sales and stuff. So, yeah. All right. Well, we'll get into a call now. This is a call we had a few weeks ago, and it turns out it was a Queensland Solar Lighting got a complaint. I got a complaint by an unhappy customer, and I dropped the ball. Who dropped the ball? Alan dropped the ball, and I'm not too, scared to, it is what it is. I dropped the ball, and she started teeing off on me. I didn't even know she was, but yeah, man. So this is pretty typical of a complaint that we get every once and so often. We're not perfect. We're not professional. We make it no. I don't try to be the best. I can't be. I don't say I'm the best. So it's you're gonna get these complaints, and these are the complaints, and you can learn from the complaints. So let's have a listen to the phone call I got.
Hello?
Oh, hello, is that Queensland Solar? Is that Daniel?
Yes.
Daniel, it's Shelma. Did you ring me with a phone quote about a week ago?
Oh, I could have.
You didn't follow up with anything, and you never actually came here. I think you rang me and said it'd be 5,700 for a 6.6 kilowatt system.
Yeah, I think I sent a quote to you, did I?
No, I didn't get anything in writing from you. But I'm just wondering something. Do you remember? You probably remember this house. It's 3 stories.
Right.
I'm ringing to ask you. You quoted me 5.7, so your quote's quite a lot more than anyone else's. But I want to know if you looked at it online, or could you look at it online, and tell me, was there anything involved in the pitch of the roof in your higher quote?
Nah. Well, I was the most expensive.
Yes, absolutely. I've got it down to 3.9.
Jesus.
Using sun-grow inverter, right? Sun-grow inverter, and I think that was not Trina panels. What's the other one? Trina or what panels were you using?
Not sure. Longy, probably.
Yeah, Longy. Yeah, it was Longy. Longy panels, 18, and a sun-grow inverter. And everybody's quoted me on the same thing. And what I wondered, when they came in at 3,990 and you came in at 5.7, just with a verbal quote over the phone, the other two, I always get 3 quotes. I've done all this before. I've done solar at another house in Graceville 5 years ago. So I'm pretty much, I've got a lot of information on it. When you just came in off the top of your head with a quote for 5.7, had you even looked at the house online? Do you know?
Not sure. Was your house the one? Was it for your daughter or something?
Yes, that's right. She owns it.
And then we'd have to go out the backyard or something.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah,
Because
I'll
it's 2
vaguely
street
remember.
frontage. Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes. What was you then?
Suburb is it? Yeah, what suburb?
Oh, Chelmer.
Where's that?
Chelmer, near
Yeah.
Inverters, next to Inverters, straight over that bridge.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now I know. Yeah.
No, Daniel, it's all. I'm sorry. Look, it's all too vague. And if you quoted me that, and you never even came here, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have even known that the pitch of the roof where this has got to go is 45 degrees.
Right.
So you would not have included scaffolding in that quote, would you?
No. Did they include
No.
scaffolding?
No, it doesn't. They're getting the other two companies have both got scaffold companies coming here to quote. But look, I just wanted to speak to you because it really isn't good enough. That's all. You were my first choice initially, but now I'm either going to go with one or the other, or your opposition.
Yeah, that's okay.
But you just need. I'm just giving you feedback. I'm trying not to be critical here, but
I love the feedback.
Yeah, good, because you needed to come here. I wonder what does happen if your company had come here, if I'd accepted your quote and you came here and you found that it wasn't a 30-degree pitch, which some of them thought initially, it was a 45-degree, would you stand the cost of the scaffolding or would you then put that onto me?
Me? Well, they're busted
you.
on me. What are you on about?
Yeah, well, you'd have to pay it. You'd have to pay it, wouldn't you?
It, so I don't know why you're getting angry.
No, because you never followed up with a written quote.
I don't have to.
Daniel, I think we'll finish this conversation.
Listen,
you're not in the running. You're not good enough.
No, listen. I understand I'm not good enough, but I would never. I don't know where you got that from. That I would then up the price to you, like.
No, I'm asking you the question. Well, I'm not saying that you would do it. What happens in that situation where your guys turn up and say, "Oh my God, we can't walk on that roof. We need protection." What happens with the job when you've given me a quote?
Yeah, we'd just do it for you.
Okay, so you'd have to withstand
I don't
the
have
extra.
any upset customers because I always make sure they're all good. Like,
I know you had good reviews. That's why I chose you as one of my three companies.
That's why I'm like, what? Yeah,
but I just think that you should have put yourself out to come here to have a look. That's all.
No, I don't have to come there.
No, you just made a phone call. You did nothing else. Daniel, we don't need to talk anymore. Goodbye.
All right. Well, yeah. So she rang me up and gave her a piece of her mind. Yeah, she was. I needed counselling after that. Jeez, I'll tell you, for a few days I was shaken up. But no, I dropped the ball, and she felt like she needed to let me know, and fair enough. So I can learn from that, I guess. Got to be more diligent. Yeah, that's the word, on the site visits and stuff. So, all right. So, thanks for listening today, and hopefully by next in a month's time, all this will be sorted. We'll have known what we can install, who will be installing. Might be all business as usual, and there will be more problems coming up, like the shipping is coming up, inflation, diesel prices, AdBlue for your diesel vehicles, all this attributing to inflation of the solar, Australian solar industry. Oh yeah, plus the STCs, 1st of January, if you're not installed before 1st of January, of course your STCs change. I think it's around about $300 for a 6.6, 13 kilowatt, probably between $500 to $650. I'm not too sure of it. Haven't really looked in, but around that, in the vicinity of that. So prices will be going up there, and of course inverters going up. I think they're going up around about $30-40 an inverter for a typical inverter, just because of the shipping. Your panels, well, yeah, we don't know. I've had a few wholesalers actually in the last week or so ring up about, we've got some hot deals on some panels, because I think they sold too many 2 months ago. We all played their game, bought up, and now they're sitting on a whole stack. So they need to get that moving again. So panels might be coming down a little bit, but we'll see. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll see you in the next year. Get a dog up, all of you.